The ASA STARS National Tour issued fines for Matt Tifft, Billy VanMeter, and Bryan Glaze following a fight at Toledo during the Glass City 250 for the ASA STARS National Tour race there. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. Roll this up over at stockcarreport.com. I will have the link in the description below if you would like to read it. But the ASA STARS National Tour issued a penalty report, and they fined Matt Tifft $250, penalized him 25 ASA STARS National Tour and ASA CRA Super Series Championship driver points, and placed him on probation for the rest of the calendar year. Tifft was found guilty of a number of rules, including unsportsmanlike conduct and fighting. The tour specifically noted he, quote, entered another team's pit area, number 23 Edco welding, resulting in an altercation between the two parties deemed as fighting. I think that is accurate. Glaze, who was the crew member for Billy VanMeter, was suspended indefinitely from all ASA and CRA sanctioned events. His team, Edco Welding, was fined $2,000 and was penalized 25 ASA STARS National Tour and ASA CRA Super Series Championship points. He was also deemed a repeat offender and thus received, quote, heightened penalties. Both the owner and team were also placed on probation for the rest of the calendar year. Finally, the ASA STARS National Tour officials penalized Billy VanMeter for engaging, quote, in driving that has resulted in an excessive number of on-track incidents during the season. More specifically, he was deemed guilty of rough driving. He was penalized 25 championship driver points and was put on probation until the end of the calendar year, which we already knew because they said that he was, I guess that was the team. So the driver was also put on probation as well. The penalty reports come in the wake of Tifft getting wrecked by VanMeter, then getting plowed into by Evan Shotko, who had nowhere to go during the race. I think there were about 50 laps into the race or so. Tifft attempted to confront VanMeter in the pits, resulting in a fight breaking out. Tifft was drugged behind an electronics trailer and wrestled to the ground. While pinned to the ground, Glaze kicked Tifft in the head. Tifft posted this highly edited video to social media. You can take a look at it right here.
Hey, what the fuck?
Hey. Oh, nobody.
You can see he goes behind this trailer or pit box or whatever. There's equipment that he's there. He goes behind. Can't see what's actually happening. You can hear some audio. He's clearly like mic'd up, it sounds like. Something happens behind there. Unclear what it is, but he's clearly instigating something. He's the one going to confront. Tifft is the team of Billy VanMeter. And then we'll see.
I got him.
Kind of
Get out of here. Get out of here.
You see, there he is. He's getting drug out. Guys got him in a headlock. Another guy's grabbing his shirt. He gets wrestled to the ground.
You came to the wrong place. You came to the wrong place.
All right.
Officials there, and this is Bryan Glaze. He's the guy with the tattoo here on his leg. He walks by him, and then it's gonna be really, the video's gonna cut here.
All right.
I've got.
See, the video cuts because you can see there's another official here already, and then we're gonna see Glaze kick him in the face, and then it's gonna repeat it a couple times, but I think he just kicks him once. So there you go. You see he kicks him in the face, and then the rest of the video shows him kind of confronting VanMeter, who's off by his car on the track, it looks like. So I'm not even sure why he was going into the pits, if VanMeter was even in the pits at the time, because, look, we'll see. Let's just play this and see what happens here towards the end. So it looks like VanMeter does come over here, because I think this is him here in the blue and black. So he might have been over there because you can see his car there is outside the pit wall.
Just don't take everybody out, man.
You can see he's back at his car on the other side of the pit wall, it looks like. So clearly something. I mean, I don't know if this part happened beforehand or if this was after. It looks like it happened after. So just lots of chaos happening. We do get a statement from Billy VanMeter here. But obviously, before we get to that, Tiff did say that he was thinking about pressing charges. It's unclear if he's made up his mind on that. He did say this here. At the track, they asked me if I wanted to press charges. I initially said no, but looking back on it, honestly, I don't think I would press charges for myself. But what I don't like is the fact that the series of late model racing, or that series of late model racing, obviously talking about the ASA STARS Tour, a lot of 13, 14, 15-year-old kids come up through there, and we don't need somebody like that who is dangerous, and obviously something's wrong with them. So I've been thinking about it more. We'll see. So again, we'll see on whether or not he does indeed press charges. Glaze did issue an apology. He says, I'm sure by now everyone has saw the video going around. I first of all want to apologize to Matt Tifft. I acted in a manner that isn't acceptable and wish I could change it. I truly and honestly thought he just knocked my little brother Billy out. I reacted out of anger, which by any means isn't acceptable. I can promise you one thing. I'm very disappointed in myself and my actions. Billy isn't just a driver. He's my little brother. But I sacrificed all my free time to make sure I can do my part to grease the wheel. I also want to apologize to Billy, Ed, and Donna, Van Dorn Racing, and all of our sponsors. So clearly something else happened. Obviously, Tifft went in there. He says that he wasn't trying to go pick a fight. He says that it sounds like Tifft did engage in physical conflict behind that trailer that we didn't see, at least according to Glaze here. And then Billy VanMeter, let's just skip down here. Billy VanMeter actually issued this post on Facebook as well, indicating that Tifft did indeed hit him. So he says, I, Billy VanMeter, my race team, and family want to take a moment and apologize for the situation that took place at Toledo Speedway Saturday night. We have taken steps internally, and Bryan Glaze is no longer involved with the team. Additionally, I, as a driver, am going to take all of this and try to grow and mature on and off the track. I was hit by Matt Tifft. He entered my pit as I stood next to my car, said WTF, and hit me. No one's seeing that side of the story. It's unfortunate how it turned out for all involved. So both Bryan Glaze and Billy VanMeter saying that Tifft is the one who seemingly began the confrontation. We do see that he's the one who's going over into their pit. We just don't seem to have video evidence of that. We have the video evidence of Glaze kicking Tifft in the face, though. But based on what I'm seeing, based on what I'm hearing, based on what we're seeing from eyewitnesses, it does look like Tifft did indeed start this conflict and did seemingly hit Billy VanMeter, and that's why he got dragged out. I mean, I don't think those guys are just going to drag him out over a couple of words. You would at least, that's not usually what you see when these things happen. Usually there is some kind of physical conflict that ensues before you have other people stepping up and getting involved. It's when that first strike happens is when other people usually get involved. So that is what Billy VanMeter had to say. He then says, we as a team want to apologize to our fans, sponsors, Toledo Speedway, the officials, drivers, Stars National Tour, and ASA. We accept the penalties and we'll learn from this and be better, I guess, as a driver and team. Tifft also responded to the penalties. He said, I accept these fines to understand my penalty for my involvement, but I'm very glad to see ASA Stars taking the right steps and kicking out someone who doesn't need to be in the pits. Well done. So that is what the ASA Stars National Tour did. I think they made the right call here. Again, I still haven't seen a video of the actual wreck. I did find that it is on Track TV. I did do some research on that, so I figured that out. There's just so many of these streaming services. Hard to keep track of all of them because I thought they were on Racing America last year. But anyways, I think they made the right call here. I think the suspension is the right call for Bryan Glaze. Hopefully, though, that he can eventually get back to it. Clearly, he's passionate about racing, and you want to see someone be able to be able to crew, because I know that it is hard to get crew guys to help out on a lot of this stuff. So you want those guys to be involved with your team and help out. But hopefully, he takes some time, reflects, and is able to maybe in the future return, maybe taking a year or a couple of years away from the series. He's able to show that he has reformed, and he will not act like that moving forward. Because again, as a practicing Christian, I do believe in forgiveness, but he has to pay for what he did. And so I think they gave a proper penalty here. And then they also penalized the team. I think that was right as well. That's good that they did that. So I don't have any real problems with any of these penalties. I think they did it right. Depending on if they had more information about Tiff, maybe increase his fine, given the fact that it looks like he did indeed instigate the fight. At least that's based on what we're seeing here. So maybe issue him a stiffer fine as well. But again, maybe they have more information on that, and they know that maybe he wasn't the one who instigated the fight. But based on what I'm seeing here, it does look like that's what happened. So maybe I would have had just given him a little bit of a stiffer fine, maybe $1,000 or something like that, half of what they fined the Edco team. Based on what looks like to be primarily based on that video. But let me know what you guys make of this. What do you think about these penalties here given by the ASA Stars National Tour? Let me know in the comments.